On this episode, we take a look at 2023's Epcot Festival of the Arts. Today is January 6th, 2023. This is episode 528 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts. Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I'm your host, Jeremy Stein, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey, guys.
Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic. If you've not done so already, head out to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join. Then if you hit that subscribe button, you're going to get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. So we are officially 1 month away from our second annual Main Street Challenge weekend to benefit Give Kids the World. We are super excited. We are super duper close. So we're super excited as we finalize all of the details for not only our amazing Friday event at Stargazer Lounge. Tickets are now on sale. You will want to get yours very, very soon. We're excited for the Saturday 16 ride challenge. We will be drawing those rides very soon. You can find out all of the details. You can donate, you can buy your tickets, you can join the Saturday Challenge, which is free at mainstreet16.com. We're even more excited to have Vacation Grocery Delivery as our premier sponsor for Friday's event. And if you are looking for grocery delivery to your resort for your stay, cannot recommend them enough. They're going to charge you the exact store price. There are no markups like every other delivery service. They are run by current and former Disney cast members. That's also who they employ.
Yay.
There's one set delivery fee. Plus, they can now deliver alcohol to your resort without you having to be present.
Yes.
So you can find out all about them at vacationgrocerydeliveryfl.com. So go ahead and visit and book your spot today. And then finally, if you're getting ready to plan that next Disney or Universal vacation, you're looking to go on a cruise or pretty much travel anywhere else in the world, head to mainstmagictravel.com and fill out a form for a free quote. Our travel services are completely free to you. What are we talking about today, Rhonda?
Festival of the Arts. And as some people call it, farts.
Farts. We are celebrating farts today. That is capital F, capital A, lowercase RTS. It is well known. When does this run from?
January 13th through February 20th, which is kind of quick, unfortunately.
Yeah, this is such a short festival, and I mean, we're going to talk all about it. I think it's one of the best.
Yeah.
We'll give some of our reasons why as we go through it all. I really wish that in the future, as this gets more and more popular, that they would extend this festival and then shorten maybe Flower and Garden, or push Flower and Garden out a little more and shorten Food and Wine. But I think there's a lot more room for this festival because it is.
I agree.
Easily one of the best. And what it's going to do is celebrate the culinary, visual, and performing arts.
Yes.
They do this in many ways.
Cool. It's so cool.
I think it is, and you'll hear as we get into a lot of the details, like, I think it's the most, dare I say, active festival. Like, there's almost the most going on.
Yeah.
You know, since everything was shut down for COVID, there still are things that are not back for Food and Wine. There's still a lot of the events that are not back, Party for the Senses being one of them.
Right.
Whereas I think that it used to be kind of the most active. There was the most to do. I feel like Festival of the Arts now is.
Yeah.
So let's start first with a couple of our tips and tricks. And number one is, if, again, this is all going to be budgetary, of course, where do you recommend that people stay for the easiest of access?
Oh, well, of course, the Boardwalk Resorts or Skyliner Resorts, because Boardwalk, you can walk right on over to Epcot. And I'm talking Boardwalk, you're talking beach and yacht and
Swan Dolphin Reserve.
Dolphin, even one of those. Yeah, and then you can just walk right on over. Skyliner, you've got, all the way up to Fancy Riviera. You've got Pop and Art, Caribbean Beach for moderate. So yeah, any one of those, just hop on the Skyliner and ride right over.
Yeah, and that's one of those where, if you've got a little bit of a lower budget, you're looking for that value, Pop Century or even the Little Mermaid rooms over at Art of Animation are a go-to. It's just such easy access. And for me, things like the Skyliner and monorail make the most difference in the evenings.
Yeah.
As opposed to in the mornings. Like, it's still nice, but I don't mind as much busing in the morning. busing in the evening can get rough. And I know those lines coming out of Epcot can be long.
Started to say.
But they are moving quick.
And they will put a bunch of people together now.
Yes, they will. Plan multiple days if you can, or plan to park hop. This is one of those where if you're looking at buying your tickets, you might want to look at adding park hoppers, saying, all right, we've only got one reservation for Epcot, but we're afraid we're not going to do everything. Maybe we want to hop there an evening or two and we want to catch out some more food booths or entertainment or something. And if you have an opportunity, steer clear of the weekends.
They're
hard. Nuts. It can be very, very hard depending on PTO and things like that and school and all. Talk a little bit about weather as we run from January to February, especially the way today looks like compared to tomorrow, for example.
Oh, yeah.
And we're only a week out from this festival.
Yeah, it's crazy. This is, again, where you'll probably be packing everything. It was a lot warmer today. Tomorrow is supposed to be cooler. I've got long sleeve and sweatshirts and even dropping down to the 40s in the evening.
Yeah.
So, just make sure that you've got lots packed and just be comfy too.
Yeah, for sure. And, we can go, I know some people right now are laughing and they're like, 40s at night, that sounds wonderful. I can't wait to wear shorts and a t-shirt. You can go back and listen to our Christmas reviews and you'll understand that we're just not made for that weather.
Right.
So again, for us or somebody that maybe is coming from a warm climate still, it could be 70 during the day and it could get down to the 40s at night. It could be 80 one day and it could be 65 the next. So it is something you want to look ahead to, as we always say, when you're coming down to Central Florida during many of the months throughout the year. Something else is and hopefully this episode will help, plan ahead of the food items that you would like to try.
Yes. And that's what we try to help out with too.
Yeah. If you show up and grab one of the little passports right away, pack a pen or a pencil in your park bag, have one with you. They're not giving them out. And even if you want to grab that and sit down for the first, 10, 20 minutes and start to plan and go, all right, I'd really like to try this, and make a little bit of a plan. What we find is you're going to finish your trip and you're going to be like, oh, I didn't even know they had this and I missed it. Or, hey, we never got around to Mexico or Canada or whatever it may be. And then what do you think about setting a budget?
You can try.
Yeah, you can definitely try.
No, it's always where you can totally use your Magic Band if you are staying on property and linked. I feel like that is very hard because you're just ding, ding, ding.
It gets away from you quick.
Yeah, it does. But if you have a certain amount aside, you could totally go to your bank prior, get some cash, and get a nice little Disney wristlet gift card and put that down, and then you use your gift card for all the food and drink.
Yeah, which you can also get the gift card using your Visa or your credit or debit card. I mean, that's no issue either.
Yeah.
But it is easier. I think I agree with you. It's easier to budget that ahead of time, and you can even go ahead and go to your local, wholesale shop. Like Costco doesn't have the gift cards, but I know like BJ's does. You can get 5% off at Target. So you can even say, all right, I'm budgeting X number per day, and I'm going to go ahead of time and save a little bit, save that 5%. I'm going to bring the gift cards with me. You can always transfer them to a wristlet when you get there.
Right.
You can go to DisneyGiftCards.com. Always register your cards, because if you lose one, have a backup that you can easily transfer to. And we just like the wristlets because they're super accessible.
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about constantly pulling a card out of your pocket and dropping it, or out of your wallet, your purse, your park bag, whatever it may be. So we really like these wristlets a lot. We use them for every single festival. And you can reuse
they've got
them.
really cute ones too.
They're fun little collector items as well. Sharing is caring. If you're going with a group,
I'm like, what?
This is a good time to share.
Yeah.
And we do this often.
Don't
be greedy and go, I'm going to get this dish and it's all for me.
You've had it before and it's so good.
That it's
just
or
like
it's tiny.
or because that's just like when we went to Food and Wine.
Yes.
And we got the chocolate martini.
Yeah, that is not sharing, is not caring. And when it comes down to that, you don't care about yourself if you share that. But yeah, this is the time to, whether you're just a family or you've got friends going, you're some couples, whatever it may be, you can almost talk and be like, hey, I was thinking about getting this dish. and they might get another dish, and then you guys just swap bites.
Yeah.
And you'll get to try a heck of a lot more stuff. And to be honest, you want the smaller bites in order to try more stuff. So if you sit down and it is a larger, just say noodle dish or something, and you eat that whole thing, you want to still be hungry. Yeah. So you can take those smaller bites and just, take your time. Mm-hmm. Really take the time to enjoy everything this has to offer.
And this is also where I'll go ahead and put in with take your time is let them, this is Festival of the Arts, and, they are making everything beautiful and plating things really well. So they take their time in plating something. So don't be in a rush and just
pack
let
your
them,
patience.
Yeah, there you go.
And even with enjoy the dish when you see it. You don't, not everybody has to snap photos and throw it on Instagram. If that's what you do, we certainly do it. Go ahead and do it. But if you're not the type to take photos, just take a minute to appreciate it, because these are seriously inventive and artful dishes that you won't see most anywhere else.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I can pretty much guarantee that. Yeah. So we do want to run through some of the entertainment that they have. There is going to be music throughout World Showcase Plaza. There's art-defying gravity, which is like displays of strength, grace, acrobatics. What about the art and performance? Do you remember, was it Tinkerbell that we saw that guy paint that one year?
Gosh.
Do you think you can explain what we saw?
No. It was amazing. I can try.
Rock meets art?
Yeah, and like I swear he was like throwing paint on, and I'm like, what is he doing? And then all of a sudden it starts taking shape, and you're like, oh, that's amazing. And it was Tinkerbell, and I wanted it. Never
it was so
got
cool.
it. Did I?
It was, well, and I mean, he's up there. There's music playing, like rock music playing. He's jumping around the stage, and like you said, he's flicking paint at this giant canvas until you start to see this image form.
It was amazing.
And this is one of those things we go back to take your time. Because you could easily walk by and be like, oh, what's that guy doing? Flicking paint? Cool, it's quick. We got to go to a food booth, or we got to get on a ride.
Yeah,
just stop for a minute.
Yeah, it was neat. We did, and just watched.
Oh my gosh, that was the performance where we saw the guy in the full head-to-toe BB-8 gear. He had the BB-8 hat. He had like a BB-8 Hawaiian shirt, shorts, and I think he had like BB-8 Crocs on and a BB-8 Loungefly. And it was the most impressive getup I've ever seen. I think it was literally that performance several years ago. So, you've got Eat to the Beat, you've got Food Rocks, you have all these different, candlelight processionals that are your different entertainment throughout the festivals. What this one does that is very different and very artful that we have not taken the time to check out.
No.
So do as we say, not as we do, is the Disney on Broadway concert series.
Oh, yeah. One of my clients went to, or was going to go to this, but did not.
Now, when does this take place, and where does it take place, Rhonda?
Well, the times are starting from 5:30 p.m., 6:45 p.m., and 8 p.m. So there are 3 times, just like everything else. And this is in your American Gardens Theater at Epcot, which, again, is where everything else is if you know your stuff.
Yeah, and they're going to have all these different Broadway actors and actresses. They're going to come and perform Broadway hits from everywhere from the Newsies, Tarzan, Aladdin, Frozen, The Little Mermaid, The Lion King, Mary Poppins. We've got, what else? I think that covers most of the Broadway shows. And this is going to run every day during those show times. Of course, if you want to make sure and guarantee to see your favorite performer, they do offer the dining package as they do for everything else. You've got it at Akershus, which is back.
Oh, yay!
Beer Garden, Coral Reef, Garden Grill, Le Cellier. They have the walk up at Regal Eagle Smokehouse, and then they have the Rose and Crown dining room. These prices can range anywhere from $35 on the low end, which is at Regal Eagle, all the way up to $95 at Le Cellier.
Wow.
Now, we just did the Garden Grill for Josh Gad. What are you going to get with every one of these meals? Because I know the prices can be a little astounding.
Well, you're going to get a guaranteed seat, which is really nice because when you're at the candlelight processionals, unfortunately, they stand by sometimes, depending on the person who's reading, you do not get
that's
a
any
seat.
of the series. I mean, when Hanson comes to town, Halloween weekend, if you want to guarantee you're seeing Hanson, you're going to want to do a dining package. True. And that's going to come with the bigger hits here as well. Yeah. So what is included in that meal then?
You get your appetizer, entree, dessert, a non-alcoholic drink, and in case it's like your beer garden, you get a buffet.
Yeah. So this is all included in that price, and we have added it up. For example, when you looked at the regular price of Garden Grill per person, when you went, which is family style, so you get a family style per person, and of course kids are priced less. We looked at it, I believe it came out to $15 to $20 per person to guarantee that seat.
Right.
Which I don't think's bad. So when you look at the price and you go, well, $95 per person at Le Cellier. All right, I'm going to get a good steak and I'm getting app and dessert, but that in my brain only comes out to $80.
Right.
That extra $15 is to guarantee your seat.
Right.
And I've said in the past, when a Josh Gad or a Neil Patrick Harris or a Blue October comes around, if they said to me, Jeremy, you can bypass the meal, you pay $25 to $30 a person and we guarantee your seat with no meal, I would do it every single time.
You would?
I would.
I'd want a meal.
Well, then you can get one and you're paying less. I mean, then you're overall paying less.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, we've always really enjoyed the dining packages.
Absolutely. And it's nice because it sits us down at Epcot.
Yeah.
Like now that Akershus is back, like, I don't know, maybe, well, I would say we don't. That's the hard part about this being running so short.
I know.
Because
the timing.
I'm like, can we make it work?
Well, and we didn't say this ahead of time here, but we'll say it now is this will be one of the first festivals in years we're not there for opening weekend. Opening day is the 13th.
Yep.
Kaylin's birthday is the 12th. We're actually going out of town to the mountains of North Carolina with Rhonda's family for that weekend. So we will not be there opening weekend. The following weekend, we're going to be very much involved in House of Mouse. And then I've got some family stuff I have to take care of the rest of that weekend. So Main Street 16 weekend is going to be very busy. By the time that starts to end, we're running out of time. So we're going to look at getting down there maybe for a day trip, trying what we can. But that's the whole reason we wanted to do this preview and not wait for a review, because we've been to this every year it's been in existence. So we can still have some knowledge of what we would recommend you try.
Yes.
But definitely look at the dining package. And as Rhonda said, it makes you sit down. It has made us try restaurants we probably wouldn't have before, try food we wouldn't have tried before. So again, take your time. The Animation Academy. How do you enjoy this when they have an actual Disney character animator, the artist on stage?
It's fun.
And you get to follow along.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy this?
I do. I don't enjoy when Kaylin, my daughter's there, because she's a natural artist, so she's so good. But it's fun. It's fun to look between me and yours.
Yeah. And this is one of those, again, I mean, I'm going to go out to kind of the Instagram and the social media. This is one that's fun to just say our family of four all draws them. We don't sign them. And you post a picture of all four on your Facebook or whatever, and you say, vote for which one you think is best.
Not including Kaylin. Just kidding.
And it's just fun.
It is fun.
Even if you're not an artist, which neither Rhonda or I are.
No.
It's super fun to do.
It turns out pretty good, too.
It really does. I mean, they take you step by step.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Something else that turns out really well and is neat to see over the course sometimes of a day or two is the paint by numbers mural.
Yes.
What is this?
That's super fun too. It's where literally you have this giant mural basically, and there's numbers, and you get a little paintbrush and you get a paint, and they tell you what number, and you get 4 or 5
something like that,
numbers,
4 or 5 numbers,
something like that.
Well, 4 or 5. You'll get one number.
Yeah, sorry,
so you might get number 11, and you have blue paint.
4 or
and
5.
And then you go do 4 or 5 squares.
Squares.
Yes,
that's right. I think in the past it was more, and they might have dropped it down because maybe they just had a ton of people. But anyways, yeah, you get to do that, and then you drop it in the little recycle thing, and then you get a postcard of what this is used to. You get a postcard of what it will look like.
Yeah.
And I think it's really neat to see what it looks like. And then literally I've walked back by before and it's been done.
Yeah.
And it's really cool.
I'm going to put this, we should have just had a whole list called Take Your Time. I think this is another one that you could walk by real quickly and just be like, oh, there's a couple people in line. I'm not going to stop and do that. And I know it sounds super simple, but it is neat to go there in the morning, just say, and because I don't know if they swap it out every day. It depends on how much is getting done that day. But on the weekends, I mean, we've literally seen it get finished in a day. And it is this giant, probably 6 foot tall by 30 foot wide mural.
Mm-hmm.
And it is so neat to go in the morning and you just take a couple minutes, paint your numbers with your family, take your photos. Yeah. And then at the end of the day, you walk by and you're like, I helped create that.
Yep.
That's really, really cool. Another one that is a take your time. Take advantage of the PhotoPass photographers if you have it at the Artful Photo Ops.
Yeah, these are neat.
What are Artful Photo Ops?
Well, you get to step into an artistic backdrop and strike a pose with a fantastic photo of in America, you've got what is it? Is it George Washington?
Yeah,
I don't know. They're super cool.
We're not smart enough to know the names of all these paintings, but the one I do know is they have one, for example, Scream. The Scream painting. Everybody knows that.
Okay.
And I would rather call it the Home Alone painting. But
okay.
But it basically it's these 2D, I guess you could almost call it backdrops with a frame kind of around the front, and it puts you inside of these famous paintings by famous artists.
The Monet.
And it's really cool.
The
Yeah, there might be like a Mona Lisa one even,
yes,
I think.
there
I don't know.
is.
But it's a lot of fun. And if you've got PhotoPass, you're going to get some of the best photos you can get.
And if you don't, just use your phone.
Yeah, exactly. Cast members or the PhotoPass will use your phone and take photos as well. They're able to do that again. There's kids chalk art where kids can create their own masterpieces. And there's also these chalk art galleries.
That's super cool.
They're incredible.
I mean, I feel like Kaylin could do that, but it is really cool.
I love the 3D ones.
Yeah.
And if you've not seen these, you stand on one side and you're like, well, that just looks like a weird elongated mess. And then you go to where the footprints are and you look at it and it looks 3D and it's all done in chalk. And this is another one. Take your time. In the morning, the artists are going to be started. Make note and go, all right, here's this artist. Here's this drawing that I'm seeing them do. Let's make sure we come back by here in a few hours and see where it's at. And maybe at the end of the night before we leave the park and see where it's at, because it's going to be complete potentially.
Right.
Finally, we've got Figment's Brush with the Masters Scavenger Hunt. Probably don't need to say too much about this, but anything you would like to say, we recommend these every single year, whether you have kids, adults,
so these
whatever
are
it may be.
paintings. So these are all usually inside. Like I remember the one in,
the one in the United Kingdom was actually
Kingdom.
in Christopher Robin's room.
Yes.
Way in the back there.
Yes.
That's where you're thinking of the Mona
going.
Lisa. That's the one that Figment. So here's an example of these. They take the Mona Lisa, but Figment is Mona Lisa.
Yeah, but
that's what you're looking for.
There was still a artful one in Italy. But yeah, this is fun. I'll be curious of what the prize is.
Mm-hmm.
We always like to see that. But yeah, super fun.
So again, take your time. This is the best way to explore all of the countries and all of the areas during this. Now, what I believe people are probably most excited for is hearing about this year's food booths.
Woo-hoo.
So while we obviously have not tried any of the items this year, we have tried many of them in the past.
Correct.
So what we'll do is we will go through the menus. We're going to focus on food. All of these are going to have wonderful beverages, both alcoholic and non-alcoholic. If there's certain ones we want to point out, we will.
Yeah.
But we'll save some time on that and really talk about the food items. We will let you know what we've had in the past and what we're looking forward to this year. Let's get right into it with the artist table. All new food items this year, starting with Rhonda's very, very favorite 3-meat meatloaf with peas and carrots, green pea pudding, carrot ketchup, shaved carrot salad, and snap peas. This is new, and I read several of those items that you don't care for.
I mean, I like peas and carrots.
Yeah.
But green pea pudding, carrot ketchup, that just does not
You don't
sound
like snap
right.
peas either.
I do not.
I will take one for the team, and I will try this.
No,
I like
for
meatloaf.
You. I don't like meatloaf.
So
but okay.
I can give this a shot. The one I'm most excited for is next, and what is that?
Ooh, I would be excited for this too. It is duck and dumplings, smoked duck breast, ricotta dumplings, and petite vegetables, and a duck au jus. Yes, please. Ricotta dumplings.
With duck?
Oh, yummy.
Just started reading. This is number 1 on my list so far.
Yeah.
We'll see if anything overtakes it. And then finally for dessert, new this year, sounds pretty good.
Sounds pretty.
Hummingbird cake. It's a banana cake with pineapple, coconut, pecans, and a cream cheese frosting with a banana sorbet. We're not usually big on coconut. I have a feeling this is going to work very well. This sounds like a very refreshing, delicious cake. So we will probably try this as well. Now, one of the things that they have each year here is a sipping chocolate flight. This is non-alcoholic. It includes a white, a milk, and a dark
and it's
chocolate.
thick.
It is. What have you thought of this in the past?
I mean, Lazy has gotten it before.
Yeah.
I mean, I take one sip and that's it. That literally.
Yeah, if you want to talk about shareable, this is on one of the top of the list. If you
shareable
finish
for,
this yourself, I'd be
5
concerned.
people.
Yes, I'm very concerned. Like, I agree. One small sip of each, like just a taste is enough. And they're delicious.
Oh, yeah.
But it's super rich and it's a lot. I mean, it's 3 larger than shot glasses of melted chocolate. All right, we're going to move on to the Craftsman's Courtyard. This I think is one of our favorites that we've enjoyed each year. Is the beef. It's surprisingly well done. Is beef Wellington. It says mushroom duxelles, prosciutto, and puff pastry with red wine, demi-glace, and baby vegetables.
This is so good. I love it.
I'm surprised that they make this dish. I keep saying very well, and I don't want to say very well because that,
but
makes you think of well done.
Oh,
but
no.
it's not. It's probably not cooked to like more of a medium or medium rare. You would expect a beef Wellington, but the beef is super duper tender. It does come off a little bit more like a roast, like almost like a pot roast style, where it is fork tender, but it's not necessarily a like steak or a sirloin, if that makes sense.
But people say that it's hard to make beef Wellington.
Very. It's one of the things I've never attempted, and I would love to try one time. But it is. I mean, that's a high-class dish right there.
Yeah.
Then they got cast iron roasted PEI mussels with sauteed tomatoes, garlic, and fresh herbs. I like these. I usually enjoy mussels like inside of another dish, like a paella or something, where I don't want a ton of them.
Yeah.
But a couple mussels, especially with like garlic and fresh herbs, I find them delicious.
Yeah.
Don't be too afraid of seafood at the festivals.
Yes.
I know when you get to Food and Wine, some Flower and Garden, it's super duper hot out. I can understand being a little leery, but we have never had an issue except for the one time with the lobster roll in America, and we returned it and they gave us another one. We've never had any issue whatsoever with any seafood dish. So I still definitely would recommend them. Let's move on to Deco Delights. We have a dolce chocolate mousse with chocolate crema and dark chocolate truffle. A decadent Valrhona chocolate with dark chocolate mousse, chocolate brownie, and cassis mousse. Then we have the orange mousse with lemon cake and raspberry meringues. This is part of this year's wonderful walk of colorful cuisine items. That will be a stamp in last page of your passport. We'll have stamps for each of these colorful cuisines. Get them stamped off at the end. Complete it for a special treat.
Yep.
Do you remember specifically any of these? I know we've had some of these and enjoyed them, but nothing really stands out.
I want to say the dolce chocolate mousse.
Okay.
Because that's caramel and chocolate mousse.
Yeah.
And I do think I really, really liked that one.
Yeah.
So.
If you're saving yourself for dessert, though, we're going to go into the next booth, which in my opinion, year after year, is the standout booth.
Yeah.
I think it's the best booth. I think it's the most creative booth.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there are no new items this year,
but it was
and I'm 100% okay with that. What are we looking at for our first deconstructed dish?
We are looking at your deconstructed BLT, and this is pork belly, a soft poached egg, onion bread pudding, watercress in spuma, and tomato jam. So good.
Yeah.
This thing. And it's so funny because, like, they're really, like, how do you say it? They're really deconstructed, and like you might get a larger poached egg or a smaller one, or you might get a smaller pork belly. You might get a bigger piece of onion bread pudding. Like, it's super neat to kind of like see and compare. And this was so good. Yeah,
I love this. It's one of my favorite dishes. The only thing I'll say is we have had one instance where the pork belly, it was a smaller piece. It was a little overcooked, but every other one we've had has been very good.
Yeah.
This is deconstructed, but in my opinion, not to get all the flavors separately. It is to still eat it in one bite as though it was constructed.
Yeah.
So you get a little bit of that
Yeah.
jam and the onion bread pudding, the egg, the pork belly, and you put it together for this incredible BLT like you've never had. The next one, I think, is the most inventive dish I've ever seen and had personally. What is that one?
I think
I'm
it's
so glad
amazing
back.
how they do it. It is a deconstructed French onion soup. So they put beef broth in a ravioli and then Gruyere cream, onion bread pudding, and onion textures. And I mean, this thing is just so good. You just kind of cut into the beef ravioli and it just pours out
all this incredible
beef
broth.
And oh, it's so good.
I'm so excited it's back. I wish
I
they
am
had
too.
maybe added another savory item, or just because the pork belly's been around for so long, they had replaced it. But I'm really glad that this French onion soup's back.
Yeah.
It'll be one of the first
That'll
places
be the
we
one.
go to.
Yeah, that'll be the one I want.
And then finally, as I said, if you're saving yourself for dessert, this is another one of my favorites. And what is that?
It's your deconstructed key lime pie. And this is flexible key lime curd. Don't get scared because it's really good.
Yeah.
Key lime mousse, graham cracker, and meringues. And this is also in your wonderful walk of colorful art cuisine.
Yeah.
So,
I love it. Super refreshing.
Tastes so good.
And if you've never had key lime pie, I would still recommend trying this as your first because, again, get all those bites together.
Yeah.
And it's a really wonderful kind of Key West, key lime style
cool.
pie. We're going to move on to another one of my favorite booths year after year, El Artista Hambriento. This, of course, is the hungry artist in Mexico. As they do, and I'm just so impressed, every single festival, every single year, they change up every single menu item.
That's crazy.
This year, we have a carne asada, which is a chipotle marinated beef sirloin, sweet potato puree, crispy fried onions. We have a huarache de champiñones, which is guajillo chili and corn masa huaracha with pinto beans, oyster mushrooms, nopales, queso fresco, and pea tendrils. And then finally, they're giving us a flan de coco, which is coconut flan, guava sauce, and whipped cream. How do you feel about these items? What are you looking excited to try some of these? Or
the carne asada,
for sure,
of course. And then I wouldn't mind trying flan because I don't know if I've ever had it, and so I'd want it obviously from a place that can make it really well.
I'm honestly trying to think if we have had flan. If we have, it's been at a festival in the past, and it's been probably at the Mexican booth. One thing that sounds super interesting is this.
Are you gonna read it?
Bonbon margarita?
Yeah, I want this.
This is a legal mezcal rosposada, marshmallow cordial, lime juice, agave nectar, and a hint of coffee and elderflower, served with a toasted marshmallow. And this is new this year.
Yeah. Well, the bonbon margarita in parentheses says marshmallow. Yeah. So I want this.
That sounds super duper good.
Yeah.
New booth this year is Figment's Inspiration Station inside of the Odyssey. First up, we have a fruit pizza, which is a watermelon, compressed cantaloupe, berries, and a berry balsamic. This is plant-based, gluten and wheat friendly. This sounds super duper interesting.
It does.
So what I believe they're going to do, because I've seen this, it's going to be a thin slice of watermelon with the rind that acts as your pizza crust.
Okay.
Then topped with this compressed cantaloupe, some berries, and a balsamic glaze.
Okay.
I think this sounds outstanding. I love watermelon, arugula, feta, and balsamic.
Yeah.
So this is just going much more in the fruity berry sense. Now,
be interesting.
That is a new item. They are taking from Pop Eats in the past with the Popped Art, which is a sugar cookie with blueberry filling. This is part of the Wonderful Walk. This is basically a homemade Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's good.
Yep.
Kids love it.
Yeah.
They also have the rainbow cake with freeze-dried Skittles, bite-sized candies, which we shockingly enjoyed.
Yeah, they were really good.
Then, guess who's back? It's
back
not Slim
again.
Shady. The Figment popcorn
Yay.
bucket is back.
Yeah.
I'm super happy to have one. Now, my guess is they've learned their lesson. They've done very well with the recent popcorn bucket releases, most notably Mr. Toad. This will most likely have a virtual queue.
You think so?
Buy it. Go ahead and buy it through My Disney Experience. Pick a return time is my guess. So if you did not get one last year, now is your chance. Let's move to Goshiki, which is in Japan. New this year. I saw the photo. This sounds very interesting. I'm not fully familiar with the Japanese cuisine and culture, but I would love to know if this is something traditional. It is a rainbow katsu sando. I know that katsu is traditional, but pork cutlet sandwich with a tangy tonkatsu sauce and cabbage in a rainbow sweetbread. So it's a sandwich.
Nice.
It looks super good.
Oh, and it sounds
Sweetbread,
pretty.
fried pork.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for this one. What's back? Fan favorite every year. We always love this.
Yeah, and I hope it's a real one compared to
Unlike
the sushi tree.
Yeah.
Sushi donut. It is a donut shaped sushi featuring salmon, tuna, shrimp, cucumber, and sesame seed over a decorative plate of wasabi aioli, sriracha aioli, and eel sauce. That's super good. It's always good. I'm sure it'll be great.
Take if you've not seen this, you don't know what we're talking about. Take sushi rice, form it in the shape of a donut with a hole in the center, and then layer over it thinly sliced salami and the tuna, the shrimp, all these different
Salmon,
things.
not salami.
Salami. Ooh, that makes me think. Actually, could they do like a Italian charcuterie donut?
Maybe
That would actually be pretty good. Do it over. You'd actually just get a bread like donut. And then layer the different meats over it and just pull it apart or something. Anyway, we'll get to Italy in a minute. And I know they're not putting that out there, but this is so good. It's really good sushi rice. And then they have this year in Chigo Dafuku, which is a mixed berry mochi, Kaylin would love, with sweet azuki bean paste and mascarpone.
I might have to try that. It's new.
Yeah, so this is, Goshiki does a wonderful job every festival, every year. We always enjoy their food. They have a Susu watercolor lager this year, which sounds pretty good. And then every year, I've got a collection of them. I'll get one again this year, is the Masusaki in a traditional personalized wooden cup.
Oh, yeah.
I think
Look
we
at
found
that.
out
There's
now.
three.
I've got
three.
Jerry, I've got Jeremy, and I've got Main Street Magic. So I got to figure out something to get this year.
Okay.
I got to get something else on it. Maybe we just get your name. What sounds good this year is a purple yuzu sake lemonade. It's a sake cocktail infused with butterfly pea flower and yuzu lemonade. That is new.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to gourmet landscapes. And what is the first one, which I think you might enjoy? I'm trying to remember if we tried this last year. Is this the tartare that we had when a bunch of the booths were collected inside of the big World Show place?
Oh, yeah.
And we did not like it. If this is the one I'm thinking of, what am I talking about?
We are talking about the blood orange braised beet tartare.
This is it.
Yeah, because it's beets
Yes.
with mustard vinaigrette, pickled clamshell mushrooms, and golden beets. It is the wonderful walk of colorful cuisine. It's plant-based and gluten wheat friendly. Yeah, I felt like it tasted like
We downright hated it. And it's part of the wonderful walk. So if we want to complete that, we just at least have to buy it, and then we can just throw it right in the garbage. No, I'm kidding. We would totally give this another try. We did not like it.
It's very planty, like it very.
Yeah, I was gonna use the word disgusting.
Well, like some people like that stuff. Like,
well, I will say
grass
neither
and,
one
I
of
don't know.
But neither one of us are giant beet fans.
No.
And so that's a huge thing. I'd have to go back in my brain bank.
I'm trying to remember. Did Lucy like it?
I was just going to say that because she enjoys beets. Now, we did like the beet salad at Topolino's.
Yeah.
But this is not the beet salad at Topolino's. What is back this year is the roasted bone marrow with onion marmalade, pickled mushrooms, and a petite lettuce. What did you think of this last year?
I shockingly liked it.
It
made me very nervous. It was very strange. My brain was being weird, but I did it.
Comes in a halved bone.
Yeah, it does.
I had the bone marrow at Yachtsman, and I liked this one better. I thought it was more flavorful.
Yeah.
The portion here is a little bit smaller, but you're paying a smaller price. This is one of those times, based again on the price, the size. If you've never had bone marrow and you've always been interested, now's the time to try.
Absolutely.
If you've never had bone marrow and you're not interested, but you like a nice, beefy, hearty flavor, I think this is the time to try it. Yeah. This is when sharing is caring comes about.
Yeah. There you
know,
go.
if you're there on a solo trip, might not be the time to try it. You might not like it. You throw it away. But if you're there with someone that you know likes it, then now's the time to try it. And then they have a wild mushroom risotto with aged Parmesan, truffle shavings, and a Zinfandel reduction.
I want this again.
Do you remember this?
Yes.
This was one of your favorites.
This was because we got it. So this is also where I'm like, just be careful when you do get something, because we got this and it was a little undercooked, and it was sad. But
the flavors
were on point. Fantastic. Got it again because I was like, you know what? Maybe this was like a not great batch or whatever, and it was perfection.
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah.
So this is where
agree.
it's like, if you kind of have something like the lamb chop we've talked about for years, you know, it really wasn't that good at the first, but then we tried it again and it was. So yeah. And I'm excited I want to get this again.
Oh, I do too. And mushrooms, honestly, are one of those things I've slowly started to come around to.
You going to come around to pickles?
God, no, never. This is one where if you tend to not like mushrooms, this is not an overly mushroom flavor.
Yeah.
It certainly has a bit of an earthiness to it, but I think this is one you could like if you don't particularly enjoy mushrooms that much. It's very subtle, but it adds to the overall flavor. And then having that reduction is just amazing. All right, we're going to move to L'Art de la Cuisine Francois. This is in France. First up, fan favorite of ours and most everybody else's is the creme de brie in petite pan, which is a warm, creamy brie in a house-made bread bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Smells like feet, tastes like goodness, right?
Yeah, it's so good. It really is. I mean, we've eaten this brie with a spoon.
It's like a soup.
Like a soup, yeah.
After we finished off the bread and the veggies.
Yeah.
'Cause that's the way it's meant to be, is with the bread and the veggies. But if you have leftover bread,
There's
you
no
literally
veggies, though.
Oh,
did
it not? It was just the bread bowl.
It's
You're
just the
right.
bread bowl.
I'm thinking of the
You're thinking
Alps one.
but it's super good.
yeah.
Like, you do the bread and, like, I mean, seriously, like, there was a couple times I just wanted the cheese.
I mean, this is one of those where we go back year after year, and our time is going to be limited this year, but we've done it multiple times, during one festival in the past. And you go back and you're like, all right, we got to try some new items today. And then you walk past France and you're like, but I mean, we should go ahead and get the brie bread bowl, right? Like,
Yeah.
we won't fill up on it. Let's just have a bite or two. And then you wipe that sucker out. And then you get to the next one and you're like, I can't try that new item anymore. They also have back the croissant les truffles noir de Havre, which is a black winter truffle croissant. I honestly don't know if we've done this because it is
remember
skipping
either.
my mind.
I know.
And I saw a photo earlier and I don't believe we've tried this, but I love a good croissant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
And we will try this year maybe, because new this year, I'll just butcher this whole name. I'm just going to get in right to the regular name, which is a plant-based Napoleon with beets, a cashew herb filling, pepper pine nut sauce, and balsamic vinegar caviar, which is new this year and plant-based. Personally, this doesn't sound appetizing at all for me. But again, we're going back to beets.
Yeah, it doesn't to me. Doesn't sound interesting.
I like cashews. I like pine nuts. I like balsamic vinegar. I don't know where they're going with the caviar. I wonder if, because this is artsy and fartsy, I wonder if they're taking the balsamic vinegar and doing something, whether it's freeze dried or almost into like a boba, where it's making tiny little balls that would look like caviar. And serving it with that. And then the rest of it obviously is a layered Napoleon style with the red beets. You're going to get the whitish cashew herb filling. Might have some green in it with the herb, obviously. And then you're getting, well, again, it'd be like a green or maybe a reddish pepper pine nut sauce. So I didn't see pictures of this earlier, but I'm going to go back and look. Now I'm very, very interested.
Yeah.
Then finally, they have their dessert, which is a molten chocolate and hazelnut cake with pure origin Valrhona chocolate and passion fruit mango sauce. This is another one where I do apologize. It doesn't come to mind that we've had this in the past.
Because I don't think we got it. I think I wanted to, because I love a molten chocolate cake.
Oh, for sure.
And hazelnut with it. Yeah, I unfortunately don't think I got it. That's the only thing.
One thing we can say, though, with positivity is France has always done, in our opinion, a good job with desserts.
Oh, 100%.
And so my guess is you can't go wrong here.
And
all right,
they also have their frozen French martini.
Oh, yes.
Which is
Talk
Grey
about that. I'm
Goose
sorry.
vodka, Chambord liqueur, pineapple orange, and grape juice with lemon lime foam. So this is really good.
Yeah. We love this year after
So
year as
good.
well. They also have this year new is a Ciroc Sunset Citrus Vodka Spritz. That sounds super refreshing.
I might have to get that.
Let's move on to Italy.
Italy.
All right. All new this year. Not because of the way that Mexico does it, where they just want to have very good new items every year, But this year, I'm so mean to
Jeremy,
I'm so
you
mean to Italy.
are.
I keep giving them a chance to prove me wrong. I would try
Maybe
it
they
every
will.
year. They all sound delicious. They've got a mozzarella frita, which is flash fried breaded fresh mozzarella with artist palate condiments, new, which is a fancy way of
Sounds
saying
good.
we got a mozzarella stick with canned marinara.
Jeremy.
You know who else has this dish?
Oh,
Us in
Lord.
our garage freezer. And
Okay.
Lacey can heat them up in 5
I
minutes in
want
the air fryer.
this one.
All right, go ahead. What's the next one?
Ravioli fungi.
Yeah.
It's wild mushroom stuffed pasta with truffle butter and truffle pearls.
Yeah. You know who else is a fungi?
Oh my gosh.
Me. Okay.
And then a
the flavors sound wonderful.
chocolate pudding with colorful chocolate decor.
Okay. I would stop here for the prosecco, maybe the sangria. We will try again, Italy. We will give you yet another shot.
We will.
Let's move on to Modern, which is very, very exciting to me because number one, which I think sounds very interesting, and I hope that I find... All right, let me get into it. Compressed watermelon tataki with pickled watermelon rind, yuzu pearls, watermelon foam, and wasabi. This is new and a plant-based item. I've not found a watermelon rind that I like, so I'd like to be proved wrong.
Okay.
But it sounds super interesting.
It does. It sounds interesting.
Why do you think I am most excited? Now moving up to my number one dish of what I'm most excited about.
Wow.
Read it off, Rhonda.
It's called Angry Crab.
Best name.
It is a whole, crispy, soft shell crab. Oh my goodness. With green papaya salad, mango sriracha, fluid gel, and coconut lime foam with pomegranate and mango crushed pearls. A whole crispy soft shell crab?
That's what it says.
This dish has got to be
It's gonna be like
expensive.
$17.95. I bet it'll overtake anything that Italy's doing as far as price point.
I mean, and the soft shell crabs, they've got to be little.
They're not. Yeah, they probably are little. I highly doubt they're coming from Maryland or Delaware, like the Chesapeake. They're probably going to be like Florida blue crabs, which is still fine.
So they're tiny then?
They'll probably be much smaller, but I'm very, very interested to see.
It's a
how
whole
this dish
crispy
is.
soft. They're saying whole, like
Well, a whole
not
crab.
half.
No, whole crab. Whole crispy. And listen, if you've not had soft shell crab and you like crab, don't be turned off by the fact that you are literally seeing a crab, legs
Oh yeah.
and all
Oh yeah.
fried.
This is all you, baby.
It is like it can be like a very light fried crab cake. You bite into the body portion, is probably not helping sell this,
No.
and you will get flakes of crab meat and all. And if you get a good one, you get into like the jump lumbo style, which they probably won't have, but it's delicious. All right, next, which I'm super excited about.
Yep.
I have had this in the past, and I love it. Part of the wonderful walk is pan-seared scallops with vanilla butternut squash puree, brown butter cauliflower puree, and lime foam. Just put brown butter with butternut squash, cauliflower, all that stuff, and that's delicious. You put some perfectly cooked Disney festival scallops on top of it,
Mhm.
and it's super duper good.
I want the new drink.
The drink. Okay, well, first let's talk about their dessert, which is the Tropics.
Oh, oops! I
This is
passed
Lily
it.
Croix mousse with guava cake, coconut cremoise, compressed pineapple, and mango gel. Again, it sounds super refreshing.
Yeah.
I'll try most of these desserts,
Yeah.
honestly. Nothing's really like turning me off from the desserts. What's the new drink that you're looking forward to trying?
Watermelon Mary featuring Boyd and Blair potato vodka.
That sounds
It
delicious.
sounds delicious.
Very, very good. All right, the painted panda in China. No new items this year. I will say,
We've
as
had
far
both
as
these and
far
they're
as
really
food
good.
goes, all right, they have a General Tso's chicken shumai, and they've got a char siu pork bun.
Both
As
good.
far as food goes, these are good.
Yeah.
But if you are ranking which booths are most important to you, and you have a good Chinese restaurant near your house, I think food-wise, this is skippable.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, if you do decide to stop, both of these are good,
yeah.
but I don't think you're
But
like...
you're not stopping here for the food. Let's
You're
be
not.
honest.
You're not at all.
Where
Why
are
are
you?
you
What are you
stopping?
stopping?
I'll tell you why you're stopping.
You and Kat and
Yeah,
Jossie,
Joss, Michael,
everybody's stopping.
everybody.
And this is not sharing.
Do not share. Sharing is no longer caring.
This is what you're going to get your own. A butterfly. It's butterfly pea flower infused cocktail with Smirnoff vodka, light rum, lychee syrup, and magic boba pearls.
Best cocktail, hands down,
They do,
all of Disney property, in my opinion.
but they got new this year. A
They do.
Silk Road hard lemonade with Smirnoff vodka, lavender coconut syrup, and lemonade.
That sounds good.
I would put that up with the sea butterfly.
You haven't had it yet.
I'm saying, like, to see.
So we'll do a taste off.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do that because it would be tough to beat that sea butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, I think it's the best cocktail I've ever had anywhere, definitely on Disney property. All right, next is Pastoral Palate. You get a red wine braised beef short rib with parsnip puree, broccolini, baby tomatoes, and an aged balsamic.
Super good.
This is where I found out I love parsnip puree.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, I
thought
I like it better than mashed potatoes.
I agree.
Yeah.
I thought it was mashed potatoes. It was so good.
It is like the
So good.
creamiest, lightest, most delicate mashed potato you can have with more of a pop of flavor. And this red wine braised beef short rib is done to perfection.
Yeah.
Super tender, fork tender, broccolini, the tomatoes,
So good.
all of this is good.
Yep.
They have a wild boar cassoulet with duck confit, ham hock, and wild boar sausage.
We did not like this.
We did not care for this, actually.
No, we didn't.
This might have been one of the handful of dishes over the past 7 years at every festival that we threw a large portion away.
Yeah. And we didn't try it again because we didn't like it.
It was bad enough that we didn't think it deserved another shot.
Yeah. Like the flavors weren't there.
No, nothing about it.
It was just, we didn't like it.
Like when you go back to
It's very gamey.
very, very gamey. I mean, it's got wild boar and all, and I love duck confit. When you go back to like the lamb chop in Australia,
Yeah.
we had it the first time. You ate it and you went, the flavors are there, just like the pork chop isn't. Just something is off. Let's give it another try.
You thought it was like a bag of potato chips.
Oh, it's still a bag of the bottom of a barrel of potato chips.
It was super good.
It 100% is, but they're
Okay.
delicious. I love that. I am the type that squeezes up all those crumbles in the bottom of a potato chip bag and dumps them into my mouth
Okay.
like a savage. And then finally, new this year for dessert, they have a Black Forest cake. This is chocolate mousse with Morello cherries and chantilly cream.
Is that your cherries?
No.
Oh.
Mine are the Luxardo cherries that I love in the old fashions. But this sounds really, really good.
It sounds good. It sounds really good. I
There's a
love
lot
a
of really
chocolate mousse.
sounding good desserts.
And cherries and chantilly cream. Yeah, I will try this one.
Pop Eats.
Woo! Yay!
One of our favorites year after year. The tomato soup with grilled cheese is tomato soup and grilled cheese
So good.
goodness. And it is served in a tiny little paint can that says Pop Eats on it.
Yeah.
What is new this year?
Wow, they have new. So last year it was tomato and bacon, right? Grilled cheese or something like that. This year they've got a tomato soup with pimento cheese, bacon, and a fried green tomato grilled cheese.
That sounds outstanding.
That sounds amazing. We will be getting this.
I'm very, very excited for that. And then Wonderful Walk this year for dessert again is the almond franchipane cake layered with raspberry jam and Belgian chocolate.
I think we had this.
We've
one.
had this. It's a good
it's
dessert.
almond. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very good.
All right, let's move on to Tangerine Cafe, flavors of the Medina and Morocco. First, they have carrots three ways, which are chermoula, spice grilled carrots, pickled carrots, and carrot ginger puree. This is plant-based and gluten wheat friendly. It's
Did we get
passable. We have.
I don't remember.
That's
sad.
I'm not impressed with Morocco during Festival of the
Yeah.
Arts. They have a house-made crispy almond phyllo pockets with white chocolate pomegranate and milk chocolate orange. I much prefer when they've got the hummus fries. They have the kebabs,
Yes.
things like that.
Yes.
Some of the kefta. I think, again, for me personally, this is skippable if you can't hit every single booth. All right, Vibrante and Vivito. This is the Encanto booth. I would like to believe that the very first dish is back solely on the sales that they reaped from us.
Oh, yeah.
Which was somewhere, I believe, last year during the festival. I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say it was easily between 7 and 9 amongst us, friends, family, that we ate of these. And that is the chorizo and potato empanada with the turmeric aioli and a natto aioli. This is part of the Wonderful Walk. Standout dish.
Yep.
One of my favorites.
Yep.
It's hearty. It's delicious. It's flavorful. Again, this is the time to try a turmeric aioli. If you don't know, if you're a fan of turmeric, annatto, things like that. It is so good. I will eat multiple again.
Okay.
Do you love it as much as I do? You really do enjoy it, right?
I did
Probably
enjoy
not.
it. I don't know if I loved it as much as
You're not
you did.
president of the fan club like myself.
Okay.
They also have a spicy giaco soup with guajillo and arbo chili, spiced chicken, potato, avocado, corn, and creme fraiche. This is gluten and wheat friendly.
I really liked this one.
Yeah.
This was super
surprising.
good. Yep.
And then the passion fruit mousse with a dragon fruit jam, which is gluten
Kids
and wheat
really
friendly.
like that.
This, to me, this and Deconstructed Dish last year
Were your favorite.
again, could have fought it out. I could swap them back between 1 and 2. My favorite, which was whichever one I was eating at the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're just like, it's so fresh in your mind. Finally, at Connections Cafe, new this year. These are not the food studios, but they're some of the additional areas. They have a Figment Liege waffle.
Ooh.
We love their waffles over there.
I know. We'll have to get that.
I want to know what makes it Figment. Is it shaped like Figment? Is it got a little Figment chocolate on top of some whipped cream? Is Figment back there making it? Is it a purple waffle?
Ooh.
I got to know.
Okay.
And to be fair, I did not look through all the photos today. We can go back and look.
Okay.
At Connections Eatery, they have a Dusk Till Dawn beverage. This is right up your alley, I feel like. A 3 olives, blueberry vodka, lemonade, and orange juice with cotton candy.
Yes, please.
Orange juice throws me off a little bit, but it sounds good.
Depends. Yes, please.
For our funnel cake this year in the American Adventure, they've got a mocha funnel cake. This is a mini funnel cake topped with cappuccino ice cream, topped with chocolate whipped cream, then topped with M&M's chocolate candies. We love their funnel cakes year after year.
Yes.
I don't think we've
Super
had
good.
one we don't like.
Yes.
I like that they're a mini funnel cake, but it is still very, very shareable.
Yes.
To round it out, you have your Joffrey's Coffee and Tea Company items. You have an Amber Frost in the World Discovery booth. You have a Magenta Frost in Canada, a Jade Frost in the World Showcase, and a Cerulean Frost in the American Adventure. This year is a annual pass holder exclusive at all Joffrey's locations. This is the Frozen Little Spark, frozen lemon, a splash of Minute Maid premium lemonade, black raspberry syrup, and orange popping boba pearls with a splash of Grey Goose vodka.
Ooh.
That sounds really good.
That does. I'll take that.
All right. You have your refreshment outpost, and that is actually to wrap it up at the refreshment outpost in Port. Sorry, I got a little ahead of myself. Your plant-based bratwurst with spicy turmeric aioli and a coffee barbecue jackfruit and slaw. You have your artist palette jumbo chocolate chip cookie. It's going to come with little paints you can paint on it with.
Yeah, that's cute.
Kids love this.
Yeah.
Adults love it. And your soft serve waffle cone. This is a Dole Whip with salted caramel soft serve or swirl.
I will take the swirl.
Sounds
if it's
outstanding.
salted caramel and vanilla or
Sign me
salted
up.
caramel and chocolate.
I love it.
Ooh.
Still need our peppermint Dole Whip. Then at the refreshment port, I've not done. No, I think we did do this in the past.
We did.
This was the gnocchi poutine
We
with
didn't
red
like
wised
it.
braised beef, cheese curds, basil, and burrata.
Okay, I don't want to say we didn't like it. It was cold,
Yes, that's right.
and
Now
by
I
the
remember.
time they got it and we got to a table, it just was not very good.
I would give it another shot if it comes out fresh.
And if
and
it's
hot.
warmer.
Yes, I was going to say. They also have the chocolate chip cookie here, and then their soft serve waffle cone is Dole Whip strawberry, Dole Whip lemon, or a swirl. So we are super excited. We are going to get to the festival. It's just not going to be as soon as we would like, which again is why we wanted to put this out now, give you some opinions on what we've enjoyed in the past and what we're looking forward to most based on other previous festivals and food and all that we've had there. Super duper excited. Super excited for Main Street 16.
Yes.
And if you are going to participate in the Main Street 16 challenge, even if you're not, cannot recommend touring plans enough. They have trip planning for Disney World, Disneyland, Universal Orlando, and the Disney Cruise Line with their incredible web and mobile apps. Plus, if you follow them on social at Touring Plans, you can catch them live from the parks and the seas. They're always up to date with the most latest news and items, reviews, things like that. You can visit touringplans.com and subscribe to the Lines app for only $17.95 for the entire year.
Oh, that's good.
We will be using this very, very much,
Yeah.
much more than Genie when we are doing the Main Street 16 ride challenge. And again, you can learn more about that at mainstreet16.com. TFreshProductions.com. That is all for us today. By the time you listen to this, we'll be on our way to Disney. We have a really cool episode coming up about our experience and what we're doing. Also, our first day at the Drury Inn, which is brand new at Disney Springs, we're excited about.
Yes.
If you hit that subscribe button, you'll get these episodes every Tuesday and Friday.
Yep.
And as always, we'd be super duper thankful if you would leave us a rating and review.
Because it'll help our show grow.
That's all we've got. We'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.